The elevator pitch for Dave the Diver is that you swim in the ocean to catch fish during the day, and then sell your haul at a sushi restaurant in the evening, which admittedly is a very cute and original concept. On paper, it reminds me a bit of Moonlighter, which also was essentially 2 games in one. Dungeon crawling for materials and then selling them to paying customers. And while I enjoyed the change of pace that gave each section its own room to breathe, Moonlighter didn't quite have the depth I was looking for, and I fell off pretty quickly. This is where Dave the Diver differs though, and not just because you literally go deeper and deeper in the water, it's an experience jam-packed with content that you absolutely need to play. So grab your best pair of chopsticks and let's dive right in. So while yes, there are 2 major components to the gameplay, the titular diving is the main focus here. You can catch fish with your harpoon or use a pistol when you need some extra power, and only certain types of creatures can be found at certain depths or under various weather conditions. Generally speaking, the bigger or more aggressive the fish, the more valuable it'll be at Bancho Sushi. Your air supply doubles as your health bar, so deciding when to engage or when to avoid certain sharks or stingrays can mean the difference between having a successful run and getting overzealous and becoming incapacitated, which means you can only pick one item to take back with you to the surface. On top of this, the exact layout of the seafloor changes each time you take a dip, and any upgrades you find for your harpoon are reset as well. But to simply call this a roguelite is doing it a disservice. There's still a clear story being told here as you get further into the depths, including communicating with a colony of sea people, fighting off giant boss creatures, and gaining permanent upgrades to make your expeditions easier and faster. You can dive twice per day to catch as many fish as you can carry, and then make your way into the restaurant to set your menu items, hire extra staff to help with the dinner rush, and deck out the bar with new decorations. Once you place a dish on the menu, however, it'll be thrown out at the end of the night whether it sells or not. So there's more to it than simply filling the board with your most expensive sushi. The gameplay on this side of the coin reminds me a bit of Cook Serve Delicious, where you have to pour drinks to the right height, clean up dishes, or grind more wasabi if it's running low. But it definitely is less hectic than that game. In fact, I sorta wish the dining sections were a little longer. At the end of the night, you get your cut and can spend the cash to upgrade your diving suit, harpoon gun, cargo size, or air tank, and start the addicting loop all over again, but believe me when I say this is just the tip of the iceberg. You see, as you start to complete objectives and travel deeper into the abyss, you make new acquaintances that will unlock various quests and challenges, like scientists wanting you to research specific marine life, photographers soliciting a hot new photo for their magazine cover, or pirates trying to separate dolphins that are clearly in love, you monsters! I mean it when I say that every single day cycle in this game has multiple new adventures to unfold and tasks to complete. So while the base gameplay is really fun and therapeutic in its own right, this ensures that every dive stays fresh and you never have a repetitive moment. And there's a lot of sequences like this in the sushi side of things too. Sometimes VIPs will visit the restaurant and request a specific dish or want to be wowed with something special from the kitchen. And if you pull it off, it will increase your Cooksta rating, which allows you to hire more employees or put more food on the menu. You can also access all sorts of apps on your phone, which is a whole separate time sink in its own right. But it was at this point that I realized how amazing the cutscenes are in this game. Whenever you learn how to make a new dish or enhance the current ones, Bancho goes all samurai mode on the cutting board. Or when director Michael Bang tries a signature fish platter, he sees explosions and gains inspiration for his next robot blockbuster. All of these are absolutely hilarious and give more insight into the colorful cast of characters, as well as set the tone of the game as a clear and unequivocal not serious. In fact, several hours in, it really threw off the training wheels and started introducing all sorts of crazy gameplay elements just for fun. Like one night after wrapping up at Bancho Sushi, it drops you into a dream sequence of the gunsmith who loves anime, and starts singing along in a rhythm game concert. Or once you meet Otto the farmer, you can basically play Stardew Valley to grow rice or other vegetables in your garden. They even have an extensive seahorse racing simulator just because, why not? This game is absolutely bonkers, and I continue to be impressed with where it goes next every time I boot it up. I don't want to spoil more than I have to, but it is an absolute joy from start to finish, and holds so much more under the surface once you dive deep enough. Give it a try, and it just might become your new obsession like it has for me. And hey, if nothing else, do it for the dolphins, man. Star-crossed lovers that deserve the world. Two beauties against all odds, making it in this crazy universe of ours.